श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। प्रमाणभूतानि कर्मकारणानि पञ्च आत्मनो अकर्तृसिद्ध्यर्थं हेयत्वेन ज्ञातव्यानि इति उक्ते कानि तानि इत्यपेक्षायां तत्स्वरूपमाह द्वितीयेन. So the cause for karmas, the five, they have valid proofs in the Shruti. Shruti has established these as the cause for karmas. Okay. Pancha. Atmana kartra siddhyartham. Why are we talking about this? This is a very important question because there was a Swami who used to teach Vedanta by saying that you have a trouble, you have a problem in the world, therefore you have to start with the world. Though the Vedanta very clearly establishes the creation to be illusory, he has some hangover of the past probably, which is accepting the creation. So he says you have a problem with the world, so you have to solve it through the world. This is all problems. People don't understand Vedanta, and without understanding Vedanta, they just mug up things and blabber. The proof is here. Why do you want to establish these five? Why do you say they have valid testimony in the Shruti? The Shruti is the valid testimony for establishing this. Why do you say that? For that is Atmano akartrutva siddhyartham. To establish the Atma to be non-doer, etc. Oh, do you need that? Do you need those things to establish the Atma to be non-doer, etc.? Careful. Heyatvena jnatavyani. You should know them to give up, not to follow through and gain the non-doer self. No. You have to understand what you have to give up. Before giving up, you have to understand these are things you have to give up. So for that, we are enumerating this and not for you to understand it and hold on to it. Ityukte. When you say this, that these are the five things and there are these five things, and to understand the self, you have to give these up. It's like those story which we have heard in the young age. This boy keeps repeating, the tiger is coming, the tiger is coming, the tiger is coming. It's lie always. But once really the tiger comes, and when he says the tiger is coming, people think it's a lie. So similarly, you are just repeating again and again the five that are causes for karmas, etc. What are these five? Ityukte kani tani iti apeksha. When you have this expectation, what are they? For that he says ityapekshayam tat swarupamaha dvitiyena. Through the second shloka, he is establishing its inherent nature. It's the nature of that those five. Adhishthanam tatha karta karanam cha prathak vidham vividhascha prathak cheshtaha devam chaivatra panchamam. Adhishthanam tatha karta karanam cha prathak vidham vividhascha prathak cheshtaha daivam cha evatra pancham. Adhishthanam, the first one is the substratum, the base for every action. Okay, first one. Then tatha karta, similarly the doer. Then prathak vidham karanam, different types of instruments. Okay. Fourth one is vividhascha prathak cheshta, different types of activities. Fifth one is deivam, the deity. These are the five instruments through which the five instruments with five causes through which you involve yourself in the activities, in the karmas. So that is said here. Adhishthanam ichha dvesha sukha dukha chetanadi abhivyaktehe ashrayo adhishthanam shariram. For the desire, hatred, happiness, sorrow, experience, for all these, that which remains as the base, the place of all these are dependent upon something for these kind of experiences. So that is what we call as adhishthanam. What is that adhishthanam here? Shariram. The body is the place where all these things take place. Happiness, sorrow, desire, hatred, experiences. All that happens only when the body exists. So that is the adhishthanam. Tatha karta, tatha karta. Similarly, the doer. Who is the doer here? Yatha adhishthanam anatma bhautikam maya kalpitam swapna grahas rathadivat tatha karta. Yatha tatha. Yatha tatha karta means like yatha adhishthanam. This like the substratum is a non-self. The substratum is not just non-self, it is bhautika, it is a elemental. Okay, maya kalpitam, it is imagined through the maya, it is superimposed to the maya. Swapna graha rathadivat, like the dream house, or the dream house means not the dream house, the house which you see in the dream, or the chariot, car, etc., which you see in the dream. Like that, this creation also is illusory. Tatha, similarly, like these are illusory, similarly, tatha, aham karomiti abhimanavan jnana shakti pradhana apanjigarta panchamahabhuta karyah ahankarah antakaranam buddhir vijnanam ityadi paryayascha पर्याय शब्दवाच्यः तादात्म्याध्यासेन आत्मनि कर्तृत्वादि धर्माध्यारोप हेतुः अनात्मा भौतिकः माया कल्पितश्चेति तथा शब्दार्थः. Like the body is elemental, like the body is imagined through the maya, like the body is non-self. Similarly, what is that similar thing? So he is talking about kartaham, aham karta, I am the doer. Aham karomi, I am doing this. Itya, iti jnanavan, this kind of one who has this kind of knowledge. Who is that? It's abhimanavan, this kind of identification one who has. Who is that? Jnana shakta pradhana, one who has the predominance of jnana shakti, the power of knowledge. One who is guided by the power of knowledge. Who is that who is guided by the power of knowledge? Apanjigarta panchamahabhuta karyah, that which has the predominance of knowledge, that which has the predominance of knowledge activity, that which has the predominance of knowledge activity, that which is created through the unprocessed 5 elements, meaning these base elements, these tanmatra, from that it is created. What is that? The mind. Antakaranam, ahankara. Is it antakaranam or ahankara? Is it ego or mind? Whether you call it ahankara, whether you call it antakarana, whether you call it buddhi, whether you call it vijnanam, all those are synonyms. Ityadi paryaya shabdavachya. All these are synonyms. That which is referred to all these synonym words. And okay, if that is there, it is okay. But tadatmya adhyasena, he becomes identified with all this and sees himself to be the doer, etc. Therefore, atmani kartrtvadi dharma adhyaropa hetu. Therefore, this is the reason for superimposing the doership, etc., on the self. Anatma, that mind, that buddhi, that intellect, etc., that is a non-self. It is elemental. It is superimposed by the maya. That is what is said by the tatha. When he is going to use this word tatha again and again, he is going to carry forward this tatha to all the other words. So he is going to identify it with all the other words. So all the 5 cause for activity, cause for karma are all non-self. You have to understand this. They are all non-self. They are all elemental, and they are all imagined through the maya. Okay. Sthula sharirasya लोकायतिकैः आत्मत्वेन परिगृहीतस्य अपि अन्यैः परीक्षिकैः अनात्मत्वेन निश्चय. So though the body sense organ complex, this physical body is accepted to be The self, by whom? By the Lokaikas, by the Charvakas, the materialistic people. By the materialistic people. Though it is accepted to be the self by the materialistic people, by the people who have the capability to inquire into. That is why he says parikshakaihi. Parikshakaihi means one who has the capability to investigate. They don't accept it to be self. Anatmatvena parigrihita. They nischaya. They have established it to be non-self. Therefore, tad drishtantena tarkikadivihi atmatvena parihitasya. Based on their vision, the logicians don't accept the body to be the self, but they accept something else to be self. Kartruhu api anatma nischaya sukarayati. So whatever they accept, the intellect, etc., that is also non-self. This can be clearly understood. Karanam cha shrotradi shabdadi. What is this karanam? The karta they accept to be self, that is also non-self because of it is materialistic, it is elemental, etc. Okay. Then instrument. What is an instrument? Is shrotradi shabdadi upalabdhi sadhanam. The ear, etc., which is the means to listen to the sounds, etc. So that is the instrument. Okay. Shrotradi, ear, etc. We will come to the rest. So, cha shabdas tatha iti anukarshat. Cha here is to carry forward the tatha. Similarly, this also is elemental. This also is maya kalpita, imagined, superimposed to the maya. And this also is a non-self, anatma. Prithak vidham nana prakaram pancha jnanendriyani pancha karmendriyani mano buddhischeti dvadasha sankhyam. Similarly, the other, what is that? Like the five sense organ of knowledge, the five sense organ of action, the mind and intellect. All these 12, they are elemental, they are non-self, etc. Karanavarge manobuddhischa iti vritti vishesho vrittimans tu ahankara kartaiva. See, in the enumeration of instrument, we have also included mind and intellect. Mind and intellect are two types of thought process which takes place. If it is doubtful, then it is called as mind. If it is determined, then it is called as intellect. This is the difference we know. So he says, because samshayatmako manaha nischayatmako buddhi, this is the definition for mind and intellect. Now, though these two kinds of thought functions are there, the one who has these two thought function is the karta, the doer, the antakarna. Okay. Chidabhasastu sarvatra eva. We are not talking about the base, which is chidabhasa, substratum for all this. Even the body. Who is that? The chidabhasa. Where we accept the mind, the reflected consciousness. Reflected consciousness, associated consciousness is there with everything. Body associated consciousness, mind associated consciousness, sense organs associated consciousness. So with everything there is a avachina chaitanya, associated consciousness. So that is there everywhere. Consciousness is there in association with everything. So we are not talking about that. Vividaha nana prakaraha panchadha dashadha va prasiddha. They are different types. Sometimes it is explained as 5 types, sometimes it is explained as 10 types, etc. All these are there. Cha shabdas tatha iti anukarsha. Here also the cha word is used to carry forward the tatha. Pratak sankirnaha cheshtaha kriyarupaha kriyashakti pradhana apanchikirta panchamaha bhutakaryaha kriyaparadhanyena vayaviyatvena yapadishyamanaha prana apana vyana udana samanaha. Pratak sankirna, they are also the sense organs. After the sense organs, the instrument, the mind is the prana should be taken care of. So he said, Pratak sankirna, they are explained in different ways. Cheshta, see, after the karana, the activities. Who is the cause for activities? The prana. So that is referred. Kriya Rupaha. Cheshta means activity. Activity, which is the activity? Kriya Shakti Pradhana. That which has the predominance of activity. That which has the predominance of knowledge is a mind. That which has predominance of activity. That is what we are talking about here now. And like mind, this prana is also a product of apanchikrita panchamahabhuta, a product of unprocessed 5 elements. Okay, kriya pradhanyena vayavetvena. So since it is a activity predominant, and since it is a array, it is explained as array, like prana, pana, vyana, udana, samana. These are the 5 names given to that vayu. Naga kurma krikkara devadatta dhananjayakshyascha tad antarbhutah eva. So see, the yogins, they accept 5 more: naga, kurma, krikkara, krikkala or krikkara, ralaya or abheda, does not really matter. Okay, devadatta, dhananjaya, these are the 5 pranas they accept, like the blinking of eye, that is one. Or the final one, this is the beginning one. The final one is the after death. Dhananjaya is the air which helps the body to fluff after the death. Okay, it becomes fluffy. So, or the hiccups, etc. These are all included, hiccups or your burp, etc. These are all the different other pranas. These 5 are not, except in this text and some other few texts, we don't even enumerate these 5 pranas, because according to Vedanta, the prana, pana, vyana, udana, samana are the 5 main pranas. Oh, then if you don't accept, how do you explain the dhananjaya? We don't have to explain. We say it is illusory. The body itself is illusory while alive. Why do you have to worry about after death? Anyway, what we say is these 5 are, these Devadatta, Dhananjaya, etc. are already incorporated in the prana, pana, vyana itself. So we don't have to explain this separately. That is our standard. Atracha Shushuptau Antakaranasya Kartrulaye api Prana Vyapara Darshanat Bheda Vyapadeshacha Antakaranat Atyanta Bhinna Eva Prana iti Kechat. See, since while you go to sleep, when you are in deep sleep, your mind has gone to, it has merged itself in the ignorance. It has gone in laya. Okay, so there is no activity of mind. It has become inactive, and still you see the prana going and coming from this person. Okay, so sometimes you yourself wake up because of your own sound. So that is what it says. So because of these things, snoring, etc., you wake up. Because of these things, you understand that activity is there. So since they are given 2 names, one is prana, the other is mana. So prana and mana are different. Therefore, atyanta bhinna eva prana iti. Therefore, some people accept the mind and the prana to be completely different. Iti kechita. Some people, not us. We Vedanti have a different take, because you have to understand. That is why I explain. Normally, people explain capital I, small I, etc. There is one ahankara which you see in the waking state. There is one ahankara which you see in the dream state. If you want to say, okay, waking state ahankara, dream state ahankara, there is another one which is there in the deep sleep state. There is one more I. But where is the I in the deep sleep state? There is no I, because the mind has gone to merging. It has gone to laya. So when it is in laya, how can there be activity of mind? For that, we have to explain. See, what happens is the mind, mind is thought function. Okay, mind is thought function. And prana is an activity, vritti. Both are functions. Prana is a vritti and mind is also a vritti. Okay. Now, where do these both vrittis emerge from? They emerge from the same place. Unlike our understanding, many people have this wrong understanding that like because we accept it to be a kosha, a sheet. Okay, so it is like this Russian doll. Okay, one inside the other. So when you remove the external kosha, you have another internal kosha. You remove that, so another internal kosha. Like that, there are images of it inside. Like that we explain. Now see, the external is Annamaya, the internal is Pranamaya, the internal to it is Manomaya. Okay, we'll let Vijnanamaya and Annamaya is there. We don't worry about that. Now, if you control the body, the prana is controlled. Is it? Okay. If you control the prana, the body is controlled. No. But if you control the prana, the mind is controlled. If you control the mind, the body is, the prana is controlled. You don't see this this kind of give and take in body and the prana, but with respect to the mind and the prana, it is there. If it is a internal and external, as we try to understand it, then the internal can be controlled by the external, but the external cannot be controlled by the internal. It should not be controlled. If you control the prana, if you control the mind, the prana should not be controlled. But it happens. Why? Because in Taittiriya Upanishad Vartika, he clearly explains, because they both emerge from the same place. Therefore, you control this, the other one is automatically controlled. That is why when your mind is agitated, we say, breathe, 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 etc. So, that is what he says. Some people say that they are different. But what do we say? Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Mad, Ekameva. They are both same. They have two different activities. One has knowledge predominant, the other is activity predominant. That is the only difference there. Jivatopadi Bhutam. They are both embodiment of the Jiva. Apanjigrata Panjamahabhuta Karyam. They are both an effect of a product of unprocessed 5 elements. Kriya Shakti Pradhanyena Prana, Jnana Shakti Pradhanyena cha Antakaraniti, Vyapadishyate, iti Abhyuktaha. The intelligent people, the wise people, they say that when it is predominantly knowledge, when it's knowledge predominant, it is called as a mind, and when it is activity predominant, it is called as prana. That is what we accept. Do you have any proof for this? So he goes for the proof. So Ikshan Chakre Kaspinno Aham Utkranto Bhavishyami Kaspin Va Pratisthite Pratishthasyami Sa Pranama Surjata. So it started seeing. Seeing what? Okay, in the body he saw. He self saw. Okay. When something leaves, Utkrante means when something leaves, I should leave along with it. When something comes and establish itself, I should come and establish myself along with it. So, which is that when it leaves, I will leave, and which is that when it comes and establishes, all things will be established. In this way, the sense organs and the self saw. Iti Shrutau, in the Shruti, Utkrantyadi Upaditvam Pranasya Uktam. For this Utkranta, for this body to live and come established, what is that? When the prana leaves the body, the sense organs don't function. When the prana enters the body, the sense organs function. So, the prana is the base for the sense organs to function. This is established. Prana. Okay? Now, Tatha. Sudehi Sapna Bhutva Iyam Lokam Atikramate. Imam Lok. Bhutva Imam Lokam Atikramate. Mrityo Rupani Dhyayativa Lela Itiva. The knowledgeable people, the intelligent people, in the swapna, going into the swapna, they cross over this world. They as though meditate. He as though meditates. He as though performs the act, etc. Does some activity, etc. In this way, it is said. Ityadi Shruta. In this Shruti, the Utkrama, the leaving, crossing over, is said with reference to Upaditvam Buddhe Uktam, with reference to the intellect, meaning the Antakarana. In one place, the same activity is said to with reference to prana. In another Shruti, the same activity is said with reference to the Antakarana, mind. So, स्वतंत्र उपाधि भेदे च जीव भेद प्रसंग. If you accept both to be independent, like the others accept, they are, that is different, this is different, because they are given two different names. If you accept it to be so, then what will be the problem is you will have two jivas. One jiva prana, the other jiva intellect. There will be fight inside your own body. So he says tasmat, therefore buddhi pranayoh ekatvena एव उत्क्रांत्यादि उपाधित्वं युक्तम भेद व्यपदेशश्च शक्ति भेद. So it is logical to accept this buddhi and prana to be the base for the cause for utkranti, etc., all these activities. Then why are they given two different names? If that is the same, then they should not be given two different names. The two different names we give for both of them is to differentiate it according to their activity, according to the predominance, the power of predominance, whatever power they have. Shakti, one has knowledge power and the other has a activity power. So predominant power, based on that we give it different name. सुषुप्तौ च ज्ञानशक्ति भागलयेपि क्रियाशक्ति भाग दर्शनम एकत्वे अपि न विरुद्धम अनुभव सिद्धत्व. So in the deep sleep, though we see the jnana shakti bhaga, the knowledge part, knowledge predominant part merging, we don't see the activity predominant part merging. We see the activity there, the prana functioning there. It is experienced by everyone. Drishti srishti naye. In the, this is with respect to the srishti drishti vada. If you see from drishti srishti vada, then I don't see. There is no prana, there is nothing, there is no body, nothing exists. Only when I wake up, the body exists, the creation exists. So for in that, though your body does not exist, your body does not do the prana activity, etc., but still, sarvalayepi prana vyapadeshavat sharirasya shushupto ayam iti evam rupena paraihi kalpitatva. The others superimpose the body, they see the body, that in their perception they see the body and they imagine that that body has a prana, etc. That body exists in their imagination, not in our imagination. Our imagination does not exist because the mind does not exist there in the deep sleep. Tasmat ubhayathapi vyapadesha vedah upapanna. Therefore in both ways, whether it is drishti srishti vada or drishti drishti vada, these two different names are quite possible for the mind and the prana. Deivam, the fifth one, Deivam. What is the Deivam? Cha anugrahaka devata jata. The deity which is established in the sense organs, because of whose grace the sense organ functions. So the one which blesses the sense organs, one who is associated with the sense organs, that is the Deivam we are talking about. Cha shabda tatha iti anukarashanartha. Cha is to carry forward the tatha. Atra Karanavarge Panchamam Panchasankhya Purnam. In the Karana, in the cause, the Panchamam, the fifth, is to complete the 5 number. Okay? एवशब तथा शब्देन संबध्यमानः अनात्मत्व भौतिकत्व कल्पितत्वादि अवधारणार्थः पंचानामपि. The eva is to carry forward the tatha, to say that cha is to carry forward tatha, eva is to establish that it is so. What is so? That these are also non-self, these are also elemental, and these are also imagined. Okay, so that is the idea. Tatra sharirasya kartrukarana kriya adhishthanasya devata prithvi. For the body, which is the substratum for the activity, etc., the deity is a prithvi, earth. Why? Body smells. When you sweat, you smell. When you die, you smell. So while you are alive, you smell. While you die, you smell. So because of that, you can say the body to be, wait, I sometimes feel hot. So when you feel that heat in your body, then is it Agni Swarupa? Or when you sweat, like I sweat, so is it Jaliya Swarupa? No. Then why it is called as Prithvi? Because Gandhavati Prithvi. Why do you call it Prithvi? For that it says Yatrasya Purushasya Mritasya Agnim Vayam Apvagapyati Vadam प्राणश्चक्षुरादित्यं दिशश्रोत्रं मनश्चन्द्रं पृथिवी शरीरम् इति श्रुतौ वागादि अधिष्ठात्री अपि अग्न्यादिभिः सह शरीरम् अधिष्ठातृत्वेन पृथ्वीमाद. In the Shruti, it is very clearly said that when you die, what happens? The etrasya purushasya mritasya, when the person dies, agnim vagapyeti. The vak, the organ of speech merges in the fire. The organ of the prana that merges in the air. The sense organ of seeing merges in the sun. The sense organ of hearing merges in the direction. It's Devata. And mind merges in the moon. The Devata called moon. All these are deities. Okay. And body merges in the Prithvi. Body merges in the air. The deity, the earth, the deity. Okay. So that is how it is said. Body and earth. They are presented as cause and effect. So even while creation, see, this is during death, it all merges in their respective deities. Even while creation, like in Purusha Sukta, it is said, Chandrama manaso jataha chaksho suryo ajayata. The moon, the mind came from the moon, and the eyes came from the sun, etc. All these are said in the Purusha Sukta, etc. Okay. Kartuhu ahankarasya adhishtatri devata rudraha. Purana prasthana. Rudra, who is very famously known in the Purana, etc., he is the adhishtatra devata for, he is the presiding deity for the ahankara. Karananam cha adhishtatriyo devataha suprasiddha. For the sense organ, the different presiding deities are very famous. Who are they? Shrotra, Tvak, Chakshu, Rasana, Grananam, Digvata, Arka, Pracheto, Ashvinaha. So for the sense organ of knowledge, hearing, touch, seeing, taste, and smell. For all these, the deities are Dik, Vata, Vayu, Dik, Vayu, Arka, Surya, then Cheta, Pracheta. There is one deity called Pracheta, and Ashvini Kumaro. There are two people. So these are the deities. Okay. And Vak Prani Padapayu Upasthanam. For the sense organ of activity, you have Vanni, Indra, Upendra, Mitra, Prajapati, etc. as deities. Manobuddhyos Chandra, Brahaspati, iti. For the mind and intellect, Chandra and Brahaspati are the deities. Panchaprananam, Kriyarupanam, Sadyojata, Vamadeva, Aghora, Tatpurusha, Ishanaha, Purana Prasiddha. For the 5 pranas, Prana, Pana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. For all these, the deities are Satyojata, Vamadeva, Aghora, Tatpurusha, and Ishana. These are the 5 names of Ishvara, Shiva. Yes, Shiva has 5 faces. So each face has different names. Satyo Jatam Pratyami, Yojata Yavai Namo Namaha, like that. Each one, Aghore, Ghorotarebhya, and you have Ishanasar Vidyanam, Ishwarasar Bhutanam. All these have different mantras. Okay, so you worship each of these faces with that face becomes the predominant god, and that is the object of meditation for you. That is how we see in the 5 Shiva forms. Okay, Bhashya. In the Bhashya, Daivam, Adityadi. When he said Daiva, he said Aditya, etc., sun, etc., are the deities. Chakshuradi, Anugrahakamityadi, iti, Adhishtanadi, Devatanamapi Upalakshanam. This is a implication to the presiding deity of eyes, etc. You have to understand that way. He has not said it explicitly. You have to understand that. Surva Muktva Tejam Panchanam Karma Hetutvam Aha. Trutiyana. So with the 3rd shloka, out of the 4 shlokas, with the 3rd shloka, he says, after establishing the nature of the 5, the names, the nature of the 5 causes, now he is establishing in the 3rd shloka of the four shlokas, how it becomes the cause for the karmas. शरीरवांग मनोभिर यत्कर्म प्रारभते नरः न्याय्यं वा विपरीतं वा पंचयेते तस्य हेतवः. शरीरं वाक् मनोभिः यत्कर्मं प्रारभते नरः न्याय्यं वा विपरीतं वा पंचयेते तस्य हेतवः. Through the body, through the organ of speech, through the mind, whatever karma a person begins, whether it is nyaya or viparita. Nyaya means logical, correct. Viparita, anyaya, not logical, illogical, incorrect. Meaning, whether it's prescribed by Shastra or prohibited by Shastra, panchayete tasya etavah. These five are the cause for all those activities. शारीरं वाचिकं मानसिकं च विधि प्रतिषेध लक्षणं त्रिविधं कर्म धर्मशास्त्रे प्रसिद्धम्. In the Dharmashastra, the three kinds of activities, which is physical, psychological, and oral. So all these three activities are very famous in Dharmashastra, even in the world. Akshapadena Suktam. And Akshapada in this Nyaya Sutra, he has very clear, Gautama, he has established in this Sutra. Pravrittir Vag Buddhi Sharira Arambha iti. Pravritti Vag Buddhi Sharira Arambha. Any activity starts with Vag, Buddhi and Sharira. Vag, organ of speech, Buddhi, mind, and Sharira, body. Okay? Iti. Buddhir Manaha. Buddhi is intellect. Actually, mind. Does not really matter. Ata Pradhanyena प्राधान्य अभिप्रायेन उच्यते शरीरेण वाचा मनसा वा यत् कर्म प्रारभते निर्वर्तयति नरः मनुष्य अधिकारत्वात्. So therefore, with the idea of predominance, he says through the body, through the mind, through the organ of speech, etc., whichever activity a person performs, a person completes, that. Why do you say person? Naraha, human being. Why do you have to say human being? Because it is not just human being which performs any activity. Recently, there is this Bose who established that the sound is created by these trees, plants, etc. also. Now that is very old. Now recently, the scientists have put a microphone next to the plant, etc., and they have recorded their distress, and they have shown how it sounds. It will be like that is how it cries. Now it makes sound. So now they also perform some activity of crying, etc. Or let us forget about that. The peacock which you see now, or the monkeys, or the dogs, etc., they also perform some activity, right? Why do you have to say human being? For that is Manushyaadhikaratvat Shastrasya, because we are talking about the activities performed and prohibited, prescribed and prohibited by the Shastra, and only human beings have the eligibility to perform the activity prescribed in the Shastra or prohibited in the Shastra. Only the human beings are eligible for the Shastra. That is why he says human beings, Naraha. Kidasham karma nyayam va shastriyam dharmam vipritam va ashastriyam adharmam. So either it is a nyaya, shastrika, which is good punya karmas, dharma karmas, or vipritam, contrary to that, which is ashastriya, that is not prescribed by the Shastra, which is adharma, which is papa. Any kind of karma, nimitta cheshtitadi, yaccha nimishita cheshtitadi, like the blinking, etc. Any kind of activity we are talking about, not just the performance of yaga, etc. Any kind of activity, like I turn to the left, I blink, and I make my eyes very wide, etc. All those activities, every activity you do, what are they based on? All these five. Why are they? So for that, it says Jivana Hetuhu, whatever you do while you are alive, Anyadva, for the for the reason of being alive, or any other activity, all those Vihita, Pratishiddha, Samam, Tat Sarvam, whether it is prohibited or which is prescribed, does not really matter. All that Purvakrita Dharma Dharmayo Eva Karyamati, all those activities are based on your past Punya and Papa. Even the blinking of your eyelids, they are all based on your past Punya and Papa. Okay, so iti nyaya viparitayoho eva antarbhutam. Therefore all these activity are coming under the nyaya and viparita, prescribed and prohibited. Panchayete, because they are caused by Punya or Papa. Something, your blinking of eyes can be because of Punya or because of Papa, does not really matter. So each one of them can be brought in nyaya and viparita. Panchayate yathoktah adhishthanaadayah tasya sarvasyeva karmanah hetavah karani. So these 5 adhisthana etc. are the cause for these activities. Nyaya or viparita. That is the idea. Idani etesham eva karma kartutvad atmano na kartutvam iti adhishthanaadi nirupana phalam aha. So we said we have to give this up. How do you give this up? By understanding the substratum. How do you understand the substratum? He says these are the doers etc. and in reality the self is not doer etc. In this understanding, this is the result for establishing these 5. That is what is said. Tatra evam sadi karmaram kartaram atmanam kevalam tuyaha पश्यत्याकृत बुद्धित्वात् न स पश्यति दुर्मतिः. तत्र एवं सति कर्तारम् आत्मानं केवलं तु यः पश्यति अकृत बुद्धित्वात् न स पश्यति दुर्मतिः. In this situation, whoever who understands this kind of activities to be the self, performed by the self, that kind of person akrita buddhitvat, because he has not a proper discriminative mind. Therefore that idiot durmatihi, that idiot, that person with a very poor intellect does not really understand. Though he sees, he does not really see, he does not understand. Tatra karmani pragukte sarvasmin. In all, tatra means in the activities, whatever activities we said earlier in the previous shloka etc. Evam sati. Evam means in this situation. Adhisthana pancha hetuke sati, when the adhisthana etc., when these 5 exist, taihi nirvartyamanam atmanam sarvajada prapanchasya bhasakam satta spurti rupam suprakasham paramanandam abadhyam kevalam asanga udasina kartaram avikriyam advitiyam tu eva paramarthatah. So in reality the self is that which is the cause for illumining the whole of inert objects, inert these 5 things, causes, and that which gives existence etc. for all the existence and experience for all this, and which is self-effulgent, which is bliss, which is non-negated, which exists in all the 3 periods of time, which is non-dual, which is a witness, which does not associate itself with anything, which does not perform any activity, which is that kind. In reality, this is the real nature of self. But still, avidyaya tu adhishthanado pratibimbitam adityam iva toye tad bhasakam anantyena parikalpya. Though it is so, in reality, because of the ignorance in the substratum etc., in the adhisthana etc., whatever in adhisthana etc., whatever is associated consciousness, the reflected consciousness, like the reflection of sun in the water etc., this idiot, he sees the movement etc. in the reflection and thinks that sun is moving. Similarly, he says tad bhaskam anantyattvena parikalpya. He sees that absolute to be limited etc. and toya chalanena aditya chalati itivat, like the movement, seeing the movement in the water and the sun reflection moving, he says the sun is moving, the sun is turbulent etc. So itivat adhisthanaadi karmano ahameva karta iti sakshinamapi santam kartaram kriyashriyam yah pashyati. So though it is the substratum for all the activities, but still this fellow, he sees these adhisthana etc performing, the adhisthana etc 5 to which are performing these activities, which are the cause for these activities. While doing that, he sees himself being attached to those adhisthana etc states to be performing that, though in reality he is only a witness, he is non-performer. Because of the ignorance, he sees himself to be performer. Avidya kalpeti. He imagines because of this ignorance. Like what? Rajyameva bhujangam. Like seeing the snake on the rope. Though there is no snake, he sees the snake on the rope without seeing the substratum. Sa evam pashyan api na pashyati. In this way, though he sees the snake, he is not seeing the substratum, the rope. Therefore, tattvena, he does not see in reality. He sees, but he does not see in reality. Swarupa ajnana kritatvat adhyasasya. Because the superimposition is because of non-cognizance of the substratum, non-understanding of the substratum. That is the reality, right? So sabhrantya viparitame pashyati. That is why he sees erroneous things and contradictory things instead of seeing the substratum. Na yatha tattvam iti atra ko hetu. Why he is not seeing it as it is? He is only seeing whatever is not. What is the reason for that? For that is his akrita buddhitva, because he has no discriminative knowledge. What is akrita buddhi? What is akrita buddhi? For that is shastra acharya upadesha nyayaihi anupajanita viveka. His discrimination, the power of discrimination is not produced, which is normally produced to the shastra, the teaching of shastra by the acharya, and using his intellect by doing the logic nyaya. So that discriminative power, it is gained through the shastra, acharya, and logic, that is not there. That kind of intellect is not there in him. नई रज्जुत्व साक्षात्कार अभावे भुजंग ब्रह्मं कश्चन बाध्यते. So until you don't have the knowledge of the substratum, which is the rope, never will the superimposed snake be negated. Evam similarly, शास्त्राचार्य उपदेश न्यायैः परिनिष्ठिते अहम् अस्मि सत्यं ज्ञानम् अनन्तम् अकर्तृ अभोक्तृ परमानन्दम् अनवस्थम् advayam brahmeti sakshatkari anupajanite. So through the shastra, the teaching of acharya, guru, and your own inquiry process, until you have not understood the self to be the I am, the existence, knowledge, bliss, non-dual, non-doer, absolute, etc. Until you don't understand that, until you don't have the immediate knowledge of that, sakshatkare anupajanite, until you don't have gained the immediate knowledge of this state, kuto mithya jnana tat karyabadha. How can the illusory ignorance and its effect be negated? It is not mithya jnana, it is mithya jnana. Mithya jnana and its effect can be negated. It can never be negated. Until you don't gain the knowledge of substratum, the superimposition cannot be negated. So similarly here, until you don't understand yourself to be the absolute self, the superimposition can never be removed. That is the idea. We'll see this. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.